all of you right now think that we're acting crazy or acting like loud. This is important, and we're not going to sit by and let y'all talk about this when we're in the room and we're going to go off. And literally we were just like, it's mainly because it started about like this kid kept trying to say all lives matter. He was like, why does it have to be Black lives matter? All lives matter. And I'm like, that is the
literally all lives cannot matter until Black lives matter. Like,
right. If you're
it's
saying
simple
all
logic.
lives matter, it's contradicting Black lives matter, because Black lives are not in that fucking conversation clearly. So it's like, it's not difficult, and anyone who really just wants to argue that point and say all lives matter instead of Black lives matter is clearly just racist and doesn't want to admit it, because I'm like, if you really have this much, like,
why is there an
it's
argument?
killing you this much just to say Black lives matter, clearly you're a fucking racist person.
But again, just trying to educate everybody and
we're
myself during this time, taking time to educate myself more and more each day, and really fight for this and use our platforms and our voices and have the conversations. And
and I saw a tweet that I really liked that said, like, normalize changing your opinion, like, it's okay. And I was like, I really like that, because like a lot of people make it like, you know, people can't change, and once someone says something, it's them forever. Like, you know what, like, we live in a time where we're able to comprehend so much information at all times that it's like, it's okay to be uneducated and then go and be like, oh, now I understand and now I've changed my views. And I think that like that's something that will maybe open people's minds and ideas to like actually wanting to hear the other side of the conversation, because they'll be like, you know what, maybe I am wrong, and let me actually like listen.
People get offended so quickly, and you know, their ego gets involved, and it's just like, this isn't about you. It's not about you at all. Just please be more open to educate yourself, and it's not a bad thing to not be educated on a certain topic. Like, you know, it's good to learn more and educate yourself and learn about history and what, you know, what they've been through and everything. It's not bad to be uneducated. That's not, you know what I mean? But you have to want to educate yourself more, you know?
And that's the thing that for white people, like, you don't have to be able to empathize on a full level with what's going on, because there's going to be lots of things that I can't physically empathize myself on, but you have to understand that people do feel this. Like, generational trauma is real. Like, how I was taught growing up how to deal with police officers is different than my best friend who lives down the street. Like, my mom has literally told me, if you ever get pulled over, keep your hands on the steering wheel. If he comes up to the window, ask him.
That breaks my fucking heart that, like, as a kid, you had to be sat down being like, hey, sweetie, police officers are fucking racist, and you need to keep your hands up so they can see. Like, that is not something I've ever had to be told. It's never something that she's had to be told.
My dad's a criminal defense lawyer, and he's told me these crazy stories of these police officers and just how fucked it is. And sorry for my language. And it's heartbreaking, and it's just terrible. But I will never be able to understand, like, the pain. But I am enraged for everyone, and like, I feel pain, so I can't even comprehend the pain that everyone else is feeling. You know what I mean? I will never be able to on that level, but I am still obviously standing by everyone. I stand, you know what I mean? It's like, I will never fully be able to comprehend it because I have white privilege and I've never had to go through that, but like, I understand, you know what I mean?
We can empathize, and you know, like, we can just like, we can fucking read up about it, and we can watch these fucking videos. There's a fucking video of George Floyd being murdered in the street.
Which I think is very...
And like, how does that not enrage anyone to begin with?
How? Because they're racist.
I think videos too is kind of inappropriate too, because it's really not a good thing to share a video of a man being murdered, because it can be very traumatic, especially to Black people, to see that. It's not something to share without at least a trigger warning or something. Those videos,
I think the videos are obviously disturbing. I think that, like,
desensitize yourself to something so horrible.
And like the people are saying, like, they didn't I think the tweet said, like, they didn't prosecute Derek Chauvin because it was on video. They prosecuted it because we saw the video, you know? Like, I do think that, like, sharing it is good to spread awareness about police brutality, but also it's like, it is heartbreaking to see, you know, this man's like last moments. It's just like, it's a double-edged sword. It's like, you know, it's like you share it and you're spreading awareness of police brutality, and then you share it and it's like, that's also fucking disturbing and heartbreaking and terrible. And like, but I think it's important to be seen, honestly. Like, people should fucking see this uncomfortable video that is heartbreaking, and I hope that, like, these racist ass white people who choose to ignore it. Like, have you seen those kids doing the fucking, like, thing where they're
the challenge with the knee on their neck? That blows my mind. It blows my mind.
Like, who raised you? And, like, what kind of creature are you? Like, you're not even a human, you're a fucking creature at this point. And, like, that when I saw that shit, I actually didn't want to believe it. And I literally was, like, trying to look like maybe this is, like, a like, I was literally like, please
Photoshop. Let it be Photoshop.
Let it be Photoshop. Let it be let it be some shit that's nothing to do with this situation. Let it be something that's old. Like, who knows? And then I was like, no, like, this is fucking real. And there are kids making fun of the fact that a fucking innocent man was murdered violently by police officers, and they're taking photos making fun of it. Like, that is so next level. And, like, just, I can't even, how do you take that photo? How do you even begin to think that that's funny or okay? Or
yeah, that is exactly what we're fighting for right now.
Like, that is the reason that I am fucking protesting. That is the reason that I'm fucking trying to tweet everything I can, post everything I can, is because I'm just like, there are kids out there who really don't get it and who are really like this. Like, y'all need to be fucking.
They can live their life without having to, and that's the horrible thing. It's like it
doesn't affect them directly, so they're like, who cares, you know? Like, that's the problem. Like, it's the people who it doesn't affect who need to speak the fuck up and who need to, sorry, she says sorry for my language, and I'm just, like, from New York, and I literally don't shut my mouth, and I'm filthy, but, like, I literally get so upset and enraged, like, I can't even begin to express, like, I couldn't imagine, like, how do you make fun of that situation? Like, how is a human being?
If that was my dad, and
imagine people were making fun of that. Like,
I am not kidding you, and I still can't even comprehend or understand the pain, you know, everyone's feeling. But I can't even put myself in people's shoes. But it's disturbing, and it's, you know, we're fighting for change and equality and human rights, and we should all be doing everything we possibly can in our power, online, offline, everywhere.
Someone said people are failing to recognize that the police in Minneapolis have been flawed. This isn't a new problem. Congrats on protesting and making yourself feel good, but our cops have failed for years. First of all, I'm not protesting to make myself feel good. I'm protesting to fucking get this message out.
And also, it's not about us.
And also, if the Minneapolis police have been flawed for years, then the people who murdered George Floyd should have been fucking fired as police officers a long time ago. And the protests are helping fucking defund the Minneapolis Police Department and fucking take that shit down. Like, so, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't care if it's been flawed. Like, this is something, maybe this shit hasn't been public. It hasn't been caught on video, so it wasn't aware to the public. But, like, now it is, and now we're mad. Yeah, how much shit has not been caught on video?
Yeah, just, like, everything that has been caught. There's this one tweet I saw that said, imagine everything you're seeing that is on video right now, and then imagine everything that hasn't been shown on video.
That's
so. And, like, there's a lot of things, like my first track meet, when generational trauma is a real thing, and, like, I never acknowledged it until now when people started talking about it. At my first track meet, I was 12 years old, only did track for those 2 years because track is whack. And so I
can't run. I have scoliosis, so I feel you.
Oh, it's just, I just don't understand the point of running to, like soccer is different. You're not thinking about running, but for track, that's all you have to think about. And so I was sitting next to the person who shoots the gun, and I've never been to a track meet before. So as soon as that thing fired off, I jumped up, and everyone was, like, sitting there laughing. And I was like, it was funny because, like, how I got up, but at the same time I was like, why did I just react to that?
Because it's seriously real. Like, that's why it's important to, like, even down to, like, knowing the mental illnesses that run in your family. Like, that shit is passed the fuck down. Like, it's not a joke, and, like, this is things that live with you, and these are traumatizing events that have occurred in history, and, like, of course they're gonna live in your subconscious somewhere. And, like, I'm glad that shit's being talked about now, because it's important for people to recognize that PTSD is very much so real, and it's like, it just sucks that people have to go through it. And I just can't believe that we live in a world like this.
Yeah, and I just don't get how people can say, like, if you don't like it here, go back to where you're from. I would like to know where I'm from. Like, honestly. Like, I would love to know. The only thing I know about myself is that I have a significant amount of Native Americans in me. And that's another minority group that's being completely oppressed right now. Like,
0.1 times more often, I think, as well than
yeah.
Well,
and like when I'm scrolling on TikTok, I see all these things about like the Native Americans and how people are going missing, and I'm like, not only am I being oppressed in one group, I'm being oppressed in another group, and it's heartbreaking because the only thing I know about me is I'm part Choctaw. And the records that I've read about it, they walked from Whitaker, North Carolina, down to Choctaw, Oklahoma during the Trail of Tears, and like it's just so eye-opening to know that people have the audacity to say, go back to where you came from. I'm like, well, which side? Because
I come from two backgrounds that are minorities, which have slaughtered.
And it's also like, I shouldn't have to go back to where I came from. Shit should change here.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I don't get how people are content with how this country is right now.
Right? Like, why would you even want to live in a country that functions on that shit?
Who are content with the way it is now, and people who aren't being affected by it, and that is
inherently racist, in my opinion. If your argument is like, oh well, it doesn't affect me, so why should I be so passionate? Why should I put myself at risk for coronavirus to get out there? Why should I fucking, lose my voice screaming at a protest? I'm like, because these are literally other individuals, families, lives,
basic human rights. Like, and like if we had the power to make our voice heard, it would have been heard already.
Right. And like I said earlier, like white people take up most of the population in America, so if you're a white person who isn't affected by this shit, you better be getting out there and using your fucking voice in a good way. Like, that is something that you better be doing, because that's the least we can do. Like I said earlier, like that woman said, she said it so perfectly. She said they should be lucky that we're fighting for equality and not revenge. And that was eye-opening to me. I was like, exactly. And the fact that people are still complaining about how they want equality, it's like, fuck off, honestly.
Like, that's a debate. Oh, I can't even.
We could rant about it for hours.
It literally makes no sense. Like how, like Banana said, how is it a debate? Like it physically does not make sense. It doesn't. It's not going to. It never will. It never will.
How are equal rights and human rights a debate? Like, how is this something you don't want to talk about? Or like, it's like how could you not want to know more about other people's cultures? Let's talk about it. Let's educate ourselves. Let's fucking move forward with all of this. Let's make everything amazing and better and get equal rights and human rights. This is crazy. I'm sorry, I'm not good at speaking. I try.
It's fine.
No, you're good. And fucking like lock up murderers. I don't fucking care if they're police. Prosecute their murderers.
There's a lot of other things. Yeah, there's just a lot of, petitions and things to also sign, for Breonna Taylor and, even so many.
There's so many people who have been fucking. Let's not forget when they took, who was it? Sandra Bland's mugshot when she was dead.
Oh my God, I saw that. I was enraged.
Let's not forget that. Like, there's a lot of, this is the thing, is like, people keep saying like, oh, like these protests are for George Floyd. Yes, 100% they are, but George Floyd was the tip of the iceberg. George Floyd was the tipping point of a big fucking issue going on, and there's been like we're marching for Sandra Bland, we're marching for Elijah Daniel, we're marching for Breonna Taylor, we are marching for these fucking people. How about we're marching for Emmett Till?
We're literally marching for everyone who has been oppressed and is still being oppressed right now.
End of discussion. Like, that's the whole thing, is I'm just like, someone said Bria is fucking gorgeous. Bria is fucking gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't it like 4 a.m. for you?
Crackhead.
Possibly. I don't know. I woke up today at 4 p.m. because I went to bed at like 6 a.m. and then I went back to sleep because my mom made me clean the stairs with a toothbrush for some reason. And I don't know why.
With a
toothbrush. I went back to sleep at 9 and I woke up at 1:35-ish, and then you immediately went live. I was like, well, okay, lit.
Like, okay, now I'm up. I know I always go live so late, and everyone's always like, Madison, you need to stop going live in the middle of the night. I'm sorry. I just get like bored and I want to talk and I have so much to say and I bottle it up all day. I also love
word vomit.
Yeah, I word vomit, and I love going live on here too, because I feel like it's literally just people who actually like understand me and support me, and like I feel like you guys are all the people who like I'm always trying to speak to when I go live on my account. So I like going live on this account because I feel like it's really just the people who actually are like, yo, we know Madison, we know her heart, we know her intentions. So like that's the only people I ever really want to engage with. So it's like that's why I like going live on here. Is
I know the one time you went live on your main account, they got up to like 80,000 people. I'm like, I'm nervous for her.
Oh my god, I literally like, you can't see me. I'm literally looking at it like this. I'm like, like I'm scared. Mom, pick me up, please. And then I get so awkward, and then I go off. Literally, and then I go off live, and I just like come on this account because I'm just like I don't need to talk to the 80,000 people who are trolls and who don't really care about what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather make an impact on the people like I want to make an impact on, and I'll use my story and like post the things that are gonna get the most views on there, but like I don't need to go live on there unless it's like I don't know, it's just scary. Like imagine speaking to 80,000 people. It's terrifying.
It's ridiculous. Stressful. Also, I would just like to say that when the whole pandemic started, so I've been drinking LaCroix since 2018. Okay, and so my friends used to make fun of me for it, and they don't understand. I'm like, you guys spend your money on alcohol. I spend mine on a sparkling water. Like, I don't know what the flex is here. And so I'll show you can I even flip this shit? I can.
Y'all are so similar. It's crazy. Wait, stop.
The wall. Stop. You're lying. Fully lying.
That's kind of dope.
Wait,
you should take a photo of that. That's sick.
That is, you're the most iconic person I've ever met in my life. You are an amazing.
Wow,
I think we're soulmates.
And make it like super like saturated and vibrant. Look dope.
Oh my god, mine would all.
I just love blue. The vibe of it. My mom's like, "Why do you keep these cans there?" Like I was moving out of my house in Conway, and there was 300 plus cans that I had because I just didn't have the like heart in me to throw them away. And then I had like multiple trash bags throwing them away, and then I couldn't throw them all away because the trash can was full. So I had to drive to my grandfather's house. He's like, "Why do you have a bunch of cans in your front seat?" And like, just.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
You just don't understand.
There are people who get LaCroix and there are people who just don't. And like I get dragged. All my friends are like, who the fuck drinks unflavored LaCroix? Literally, if I did a wall like yours, they would all just be blue. Everything would just be the blue cans because all
I try to get different flavors in there. I accidentally bought tangerine one time instead of orange, and I'm like, it's shocking how much it tastes like a fucking tangerine. Like you can taste the difference between the two. It's very subtle.
The flavors are really strong. Wait, what's your favorite flavor?
Okay. Okay, that's hard because my first flavor I ever had was coconut, and I read this description one time. They said if you ever blacked out on Malibu, you won't like coconut. I was like, well, good thing I don't really drink. And then on top of that,
samesies.
Cran raspberry or ras cranberry. They changed the fucking name.
Oh, I haven't had that one.
That one's amazing. And then berry.
I've had the grapefruit one. I really don't like that one.
You could not get me to get pamplemousse at all.
Yeah, the pamplemousse. I forgot they wrote the French name for it. They tried it. Banana doesn't get the LaCroix. She does not get it.
I don't know. I don't understand how you don't.
Okay, but it's like some people just aren't sparkling water people, which I also don't get. But like I'm a fucking sparkling water bitch, and
have you had key lime? Key lime's fucking fire.
Yeah, key lime's good because it's like just like limey, and I like.
Yeah, my mom doesn't even like sparkling water or LaCroix in general. She's like, if this was in front of me, I wouldn't throw it away. And I was like, awesome.
It's so good. I don't understand people who like if somebody offers me a LaCroix, I'm just lit. I'm the happiest person ever.
Mm-hmm. We had these team days. So you'd be paired up with someone on the soccer team, and you give each other gifts, but you wouldn't know who it was until the end of the season. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote on my thing, all I ever wanted was LaCroix, and then dark chocolate. And so that's all they ever gave me before every game, every home game. I was like, bet, because I don't want to have to go buy it myself.
Someone said it tastes like soapy water. Leave.
No.
Exit the chat.
Static TV.
It tastes like static TV.
That's what it's like. One of my guy friends from my hometown told me that one time because my mom always keeps it in her house.
Will you look for her? I can't.
Yeah, my mom always keeps it in her house, and he literally was like, "I just can't, y'all. I don't understand this. This tastes like static TV to me." And I'm literally like, it's like one of my guy best friends from my hometown. And I'm literally just like, wow, nothing's made sense more than that.
That's so funny. I've never heard somebody say that. Someone said it tastes
static
like
TV.
Matt said it tastes like shit. Actually, get out of here.
I tried ordering freaking LaCroix during the beginning of the pandemic on Amazon. The shipping was $267. $267. I lost my mind.
Like,
I
what?
lost it.
How much did you get?
Yeah, did you buy all of the
pack,
stuff?
a singular pack? And then
Where
the
was
Prime
it being
shipping
shipped
was
from?
I don't know. And I'm like, this isn't a very remote area. Like, my city has 100,000 people in it. I don't understand. And $267. I haven't had LaCroix since March, and I am not okay. It's just not okay. What?
I
I don't like the way Banana was looking.
She's gonna be like, Banana can make her tongue really small. Do you want to see?
have a pimple. I'm sorry, but like,
Oh.
Isn't that scary? Like, what is she doing? She does this at parties in public, by the way, and I have to be like, yeah, this is my best
No, party trick.
Banana, show how
Yeah.
small you can make your tongue. And then I'm like,
Yeah, and then she does it, and everyone's like, what is she doing? And I'm like, I don't
make
know.
it smaller. Maybe she gained some weight, but like,
Maybe she gained some weight about her tongue. I can't do it, can I? I can do it. That's really scary. I'm really scared. I gotta go. That's really terrifying. Wait, so you're close to Dallas, you said?
Yeah. Okay. The thing with Dallas Fort Worth is when people say they're from Dallas, they're not from Dallas. But if we say where we're from, you're not gonna know. So like, for
my
me
show was in Austin. I don't think I did Dallas.
Austin's like a fat drive, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think I only went to Austin. But next time, I think I'm going to my tour that I was supposed to be on right now. I think was supposed to be Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
Yeah, but Dallas, I'm like 25 minutes from Dallas, which is like a lot closer than a shit ton of other people. So
I've never been to Texas.
Honestly, you know, my favorite place in Texas is Amarillo.
The most random place. I think Amarillo is like a 6-hour drive for me.
My tour bus, my tour bus broke down in Amarillo, and I was like, we're stranded in the most random place in Texas, and it was honestly pretty cool. I liked it a lot. I went to this place called the Big Texan, and I tried to do the contest where if you eat it all, you get like a free something, you know, that those contests. Mm-hmm. I didn't make it through the first bread roll. By the first bread roll, I was like, I'm tapping out. But some guy did it an hour before me, and I was like, okay, that didn't look so hard. It's like a whole steak, 3 bread rolls, 2 cobs of corn. Like, it's so much food. It's so much food.
I'm like, that's like my breakfast.
So what's a Banana? What's her real name? Her real name's Isabella.
But I respond mostly to Banana.
Yeah, if someone said Isabella, people probably won't react. Dude, I hope that I'm, like, speaking okay. I get so, like, paranoid and nervous because I feel like I never want to, like, come across, like, wrong or, like, offend anyone. I'm just, like, so passionate and, like, I get so paranoid. I mean, I'm sure you see how I get, like, dragged. So I just try to speak
you know, if you say
consciously.
something wrong and someone tells you, hey, this is not correct, then you're educated and you say thank
you. Right,
for
but the issue is that people don't say it like that. They're literally like,
they immediately go off. Like, I'm just scrolling on Twitter and it's like, Madison did this. I'm like,
I mean,
what?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm human. I'm not
incorrect. Correct them, and you'd be like, hey, this is actually incorrect.
Yeah, and I'm really like, I really do. I hope at least it comes off like I really am like trying to solely just like spread this message, and like I'm never trying to like say anything wrong.
There's like one episode of Criminal Minds. Like, I'm not scared of any of them. Like me, I'm like, I watch serial killer documentaries all the time.
Tell me which one right now. I bet you it's the same one as me. Tell me right now.
But I haven't watched them in a while. But there's one on John Wayne Gacy, which ironically enough, my friend and I, we took this serial killer quiz, and they said, which one are you most likely like? And I got John Wayne Gacy, and I was like, I don't know how to feel about this.
He's the clown one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so
It was scary. But
I watched a lot about him. There's one episode of Criminal Minds that like destroyed me. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but it's the one where like you see
Mr. Scratch. Is it Mr. Scratch?
Mr. Scratch was one of the best episodes.
That's the only one that scarred me.
Wait, was Mr. Scratch the one where I don't want to spoil anything, but like
he burns sage and he taps into your imagination.
Yes, but like is that the same episode that Matthew has a girlfriend who we don't ever meet?
No, Maeve? No, we met her.
We meet her and
no, we don't. Yeah, no, but that's the day he meets her. Remember?
Is that because of that? Because of him?
No, that was before. That was before because Mr. Scratch didn't show up until like season 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Mr. Scratch was dope. I remember being like, that's a really sick concept and like so cool.
It was, and that's the only one that scared me. And for me personally, I'm not traumatized or scared by things in real life because, like, at the end of the day, you can take precautions to avoid certain situations. But to think that someone can tap into your imagination and make you kill someone that you love
I know.
is the scariest shit to me. Like, who's gonna protect you when you close your eyes?
Yeah.
There's literally an episode of Criminal Minds where they do the fuck, what was I just about to say?
I think they were more realistic towards the beginning. Was a lot more realistic crimes.
The Cloverfield Lane episode, the one that was mocking Cloverfield Lane, where it's about the people who like started a bunker underground because they thought the world was gonna end.
Why don't I remember that one?
It's a really good.
The only one I remember with a slight bunker is when there was like a church.
But that's jogging memory somewhat.
Oh my god, it's like 45 seconds remaining. Why does Instagram Live have a timer? Like, what is the point? That's so annoying.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I remember that episode you're talking about. There's just so many, 15 seasons to try and remember.
And there's like 30 episodes a season. Okay, we have 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. So I just want to say love you, and it was so nice meeting you, and I can't believe I had never met you already because you're such a fucking icon.
To be fair, I didn't become a fan until like January.
Fair. That's why.
Fair.
I would know you if not. I would know you if not. I would know you. Okay, well, I'm happy to have you part of the fandom because you're a very smart, funny, beautiful queen.
And a Leo.
Most important one right there.
And I will for sure be guesting you in the future. I'm going to follow you on my main right now so I can keep in contact with you. What's your Instagram again?
Bria Quesadilla 2. That's literally everything in my life.
Bria Quesadilla 2. Okay, well, I'm going to hit you. It was so nice talking to you. Thank you for being just like so cool and love you. And take care of your mental health. Take care of your mental health. And if you need anything, DM me.
Always
yes,
open.
ma'am, I will.
Thank you for talking.
Yeah, for real. Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for being allies. Truly.
Always, forever. We love you.
Love you guys.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
Okay, she's fucking amazing. I have 10 seconds left, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I love you guys so much. Keep fucking posting, keep tweeting, keep signing protests, keep donating, keep doing your fucking part, use your voice, and I love you guys so much, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Keep having them combos. I love you guys.